And Professor Anshu Joshi from the School of International Studies from Jawaharlal Nehru University in New Delhi joins us on the show now. Welcome, ma'am, and wishes to you of a happy Diwali. Let's discuss what President Trump is doing in the Caribbean. Well, he seems intent on striking at those smuggling drugs into the United States, and Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth has announced the formation of a joint task force to curb the flow of drugs from Latin America. So how big a problem is drug smuggling from Latin America into the US?
Tanvi, first and foremost, a very happy Diwali to you and all the audiences. And let me straight away come to the answer of your question. Indeed, all these narco-terrorist activities, which is a very dangerous concoction of illicit drug trafficking plus terrorist activities, wherein different drug cartels based out of these South American countries, for example, FARC, or this Medellin cartel, which was established by the most infamous drug mafia of the world, Pablo Escobar. There are drug cartels based out of Peru and Venezuela, Bolivia, and so on. And all these organizations have now shaken their hands with different terrorist organizations like Hezbollah, Taliban, ISIS, and so on. In fact, Hezbollah has a headquarters in Honduras. So the illicit drugs that are continuously being sent to United States of America cause or pose a very significant threat to its national security as well as economic growth. So all these illicit drugs not only impact the people living in United States of America socially, but then they also generate crime, and they impact the economic growth of the country. And having said that, we have seen that since 1983, when this term narco-terrorism was coined by Peruvian president to describe the illicit drug trafficking as well as terrorist activities carried out by the drug cartel, very infamous drug cartel of Peru, Shining Path. From that time, we have seen that how all these drug cartels have used two routes. First one is like through the Pacific route, the another one is through Caribbean corridor to send drugs via Central America. And once these drugs or these cargoes reach to the ports controlled by Mexico, the Mexican players send all these shipments through land borders to United States of America. That is why there is a big issue between border issue between United States of America and Mexico. But indeed, this is a big challenge for America. And I would also like to state that bringing all these non-state actors or all these drug cartels or mafias or terrorist organizations into a norms building mechanism or like a normative framework is almost impossible. That is why the US military is carrying out several strikes against the suspected smuggling ships in international waters.
Okay, Professor Anshu, could you please tell us a little bit more about these drug-carrying submarines or semi-submersibles that for years have been used to smuggle cocaine into Central America and Mexico?
Yes. So Colombia is known for producing the largest amount of cocaine, and Colombia actually sends mostly all these illicit drugs through its ports via the route of Pacific ports, and then the drugs are sent through, like, cargoes move from Pacific ports through Mexico, and as I said, once they reach to the borders or the ports controlled by Mexican players, the cargo containers are then taken care of by the Mexican players. Mostly the shipments, the illicit drugs, particularly cocaine, are moved by the sea route, and they are like usually small vessels. So usually fishermen or small boats and fishing vessels are used for sending all these illicit drugs to United States of America. And there are narco submarines also, Tanvi, wherein they are like tailor-made, and they are semi-submersible, and they could be fully submersible also. They are very difficult to detect, and they can carry multiple tons of shipments or drugs. And only drugs are not sent through these vessels, Tanvi. Weapons and human smuggling is also executed through these shipments or these vessels.
Okay. US President Donald Trump has called Colombian President Petro an illegal drug leader. How do you look at the charge?
See, this is like a very old problem or a challenge for United States of America to deal with. And there are multiple players in South American region related to this illicit drug trafficking activities. And when all these illicit drug trafficking activities are combined with the terrorist activities, the challenge becomes like exponentially bigger or critical for the American leader. And in recent past, we have seen that the US military forces are carrying out continuous strikes on these kind of suspected vessels. And in last month also, there was a strike in which a fisherman was killed. And from here, this particular episode started, wherein the Colombian president condemned Trump's administration, and he also called for like international inquiry into the matters, and he condemned this entire strike. After that, now yesterday, we have heard the news that Trump was retaliated. Now Trump has, after another strike, Trump has called the Colombian president as like a drug trafficker himself, and he has alleged the Colombian president Porto for promoting illicit drug trafficking activities. So we have to understand that this is like a very big issue of narco-terrorism, which is like a big challenge for not only for the peace and security for United States of America, but for like global peace and security. And we have seen there are different normative frameworks so far, so Tanvi. But as I stated, involving non-state actors or these drug cartels into any kind of normative frameworks is almost impossible. So that's why using latest technologies, detecting all these shipments, movements, and executing strikes remains the only way to check these activities.
But these strikes, experts say are extrajudicial executions. Venezuela has asked the UN Security Council to call these US strikes illegal. So what are the legal implications of such actions by the US? Also, does it open the US to criminal proceedings?
That is what the Colombian president is demanding for, because so far, so that is what he has stated, that if it was like the vessel was or the boat was having any illicit drug shipment, then Trump should come forward with the evidences. And that is what he has been time and again demanding. He is demanding for an explanation from Trump's administration, and he is also asking for a legal action or inquiry at an international level. And that is where Trump also knows that if he would not be able to produce any evidences against this strike internationally, in that case, definitely there are legal implications. However, the strikes were conducted in international waters, and though Colombian president is alleging US government of executing these strikes, and he is called as in like an attack on sovereignty of Colombia. So this entire episode is related to a terrorist activity and illicit drug trafficking, Tanvi. And that is why it is very difficult at the moment to say that what would be the conclusion, because Trump has also mentioned that he would continue with such kind of strikes in future as well.
Okay, another update that we told our viewers earlier, that US is also cutting down the aid that it gives to Colombia. Thank you very much, Professor Anshu Joshi, for being with us on the show.